African leaders have been expressing their congratulations to Donald Trump for his re-election as 47th president of the United States of America. They are professing their desire for a mutually beneficial partnerships with the United States. And on today's podcast, Africa Facts Corner, we want to briefly discuss the implications of Trump presidency for Africa. What are the expectations for a continent of over 1.4 billion people? In the wake of Trump's victory, this president, for example, Kenya President William Ruto, said his country stands ready to deepen its ties with the Washington. Nigerian president also spoke of second Trump administration that it usher an era of earnest and beneficial reciprocal cooperation with the United States. But observers have been expressing their opinions, different opinions on Trump presidency. This is the president that once described African countries as shitholes countries, so what we're going to discuss what does it mean? What does it mean for Africa? My name is Gideon Oguniyi. I have with me Samuel Owosho, who is one of the presenters on Africa Facts Corner, and we are going to briefly discuss this topic. So I want to start by answering the question, what does Trump presidency mean for Africa? And the first point I want to make on this podcast is that we should understand that Africa is going to be a low priority for Trump's second term. I don't think that Africa, U.S. foreign policy for Africa is going to be a priority. It's not been a priority for a long while, beyond the continent being seen as a lens of countering their rivals, such as Russia and China. I don't see much about U.S. policy. I don't see what it means for Africa as a continent, and I don't know whether you have anything to add to this, Samuel, before I move to my next point.
Yeah, okay. Actually, with what you said, Donald Trump has proven to be a leader that will be firm in his decision, that will be firm, and according to some of the policies he has read out since his emergence, his election into office, though that will start by January properly. He has said that America will be his priority. America will definitely be priority in his policies, and all other African countries is, I don't think there is much for Africans in this particular regime that is about to start in the United States. So it is a call on to the African leaders to gear up and ensure that their country stands very well in order to cater for the needs of their people and to further improve their economy and infrastructure.
That's a very good point. African leaders need to rise up and cater for their own people. And I think it's also important to emphasize that there's a need to shift away from this sentiment or this mentality of looking for aids. I think Trump president will cut aids to Africa. But what I want to say on this podcast is that it's important for African leaders to see Trump as a businessman, someone that is going to be looking at transactional relationship, partnership with Africa. And Africa needs to come to the table of negotiation with what will be beneficial to both America and Africa, what will be beneficial to their countries, and there are a lot that we can bring on the table. African leaders need to shift away from thinking that a president that has been elected by his country will solve their problem. We solve the problems, myriads of problems facing Africa. Trump has been elected to be American president, And in his campaign, he made it very clear that it's America first and that he wants to make America great again. So African leaders have to go to negotiation table with deals that will benefit America and also Africa. And this is what should be the focus, not looking for aids or... before we move on, do you have anything to add, Sabo?
Yes, you've said well about that. Because looking at Trump is going to be a business person that will address issues transactionally. So African leaders should be ready to bring things to the table that we make America to profit from, and also Africans will be able to profit from. This is an end of waiting for aid. This is an end of waiting for one superpower, America, to come to our aid in some aspects. It's time for us also to stand up for our needs ourselves.
Yeah, lastly, I want to say that it might also mean the new realignments in Africa. Maybe African leaders will start turning to Russia and to China. I understand that Trump is going to be imposing trade sanctions, imposing tariffs on products that are coming from China and other countries. So maybe this policy will mean realignment in Africa. African leaders looking to partner with, do more business with China and Russia. But we look forward to what Trump presidency means. Thank you very much for listening. Please drop your comment in the comment section and look for us on Facebook and also on YouTube. Thank you very much, and we meet again.